Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today I am talking about reorienting yourself to an entirely different way of thinking, which is what you're doing when you start applying these teachings to your life, which is why it can be a little bit of a mind bender at times, and that's what I want to talk about today, so stick around. My name is Hedley Derenzie and I am a qualified life coach and author. I am also super passionate about the amazing teachings of the Law of Assumption as originally taught by the wonderful Neville Goddard. It is the stories we tell that create our life, so if you want to change your life, you have to change the stories. And if you want to create the most amazing life, then you need to know how to tell the most amazing stories, and that is where the Law of Assumption can help. Since finding these teachings, I have learned how to tell myself much better stories, and I'm seeing the benefit in my life, and I want to help you to do the same. If you would like further support with this, I am available for one-to-one coaching. You can find those details below. If you just want to stay connected, I'm on Instagram. Those details are below as well. And I also have a free 21-day set yourself up with the ultimate self-concept course, which you can download immediately just by going to my website. youaretheone.com.au, and again, those details are below as well. Okay, let's get into it. So today we are talking about reorienting yourself to an entirely new way of thinking and existing in the world, which is what we're doing when we start learning about these teachings, but more importantly, applying them to your life. I myself have been through it, I'm still going through it, and I will continue to go through it because it requires daily reorienting. Such a backwards way of approaching life to the way that we have been taught and conditioned. And where the inspiration for this video came from is one of my wonderful subscribers, thank you so much, Tesero641. You said, elegantly and simply explained, but takes a reorientation. I am working on it. Aren't we all? I am too. Trust me, you are not alone. And I just loved that word reorientation because that is what is required, and I would say on a daily basis. I rediscovered these teachings earlier this year after a long hiatus from actually becoming aware of them and becoming aware of Neville back in my late teens and early 20s, and very much through Wayne Dyer. He wrote a book called Wishes Fulfilled, which was based on Neville Goddard and his teachings. And Wayne Dyer actually referred to Neville Goddard as his spiritual mentor, which is quite a compliment. So that's the kind of level that we're talking about when it comes to Neville. These teachings are so much of a mind bender, and I can understand where some of you are going, this does not make sense. It's like, it's just like, what the hell is going on? I get it. I've been through it, and I still have moments where I go through it. And I also, every day, I fall back into the habit of being mesmerized by this physical reality and feeling like it's so real and this is what's real. I'm just reacting to it. And, you know, we all have moments where we react to reality, forgetting that we are the gods of our reality. And I think that's a very human thing to do. And I would say that it has got easier where I am now applying these teachings to my life, but also I'm experiencing reality as what it is as opposed to what I thought it was. Whereas I now see more and more that reality is the reflection of consciousness. So I'm reacting to it less, and I'm employing my power a lot more. But what I mean by that is when something shows up in my reality, especially when it's unfavorable, rather than reaching out into my reality and reacting to it or trying to change it, I will go within. I had the experience the other day where somebody sent me a text message, and I just kind of got really agitated by it and frustrated by it, and I wanted to write a response back where I said what I was feeling. But instead I went, hang on a second, everyone is me pushed out, no one to change but self. Let me go within to my consciousness and let's work from within that. That's what I did, and that just changes everything, because you're no longer a victim to reality when you realize that you are the creator of it, and we create our reality in consciousness. And a lot of when reality is unfavorable, it's simply because there's something going on within our consciousness, and that's what needs our attention. That's where we have to place our energy and efforts, is going within. And all effort is done in consciousness. That's where we need to be applying effort and action, in consciousness, not so much out in reality. Reality will reorganize and take care of itself and show up for us in the most amazing and magical and mysterious ways when we get our consciousness aligned to that what it is that we want to experience. And yes, it does require reorienting ourselves to an entirely new way of being, because this is just not the way we were taught or conditioned. Certainly for me, that's my story. I just, I mean, I wasn't taught this growing up. I didn't know I was the god of my reality and the creator of it, and that consciousness is the one and only reality. That didn't quite sort of pass my, that wasn't in my exercise books at school. So we really have to figure this out for ourselves a lot of the time, unless you were super lucky and got some very awakened and aware parents that were able to teach you this. And I think certainly that's the generation coming through. They are a lot more aware of this than perhaps my generation. Reorienting yourself, how do you actually do that? Well, for me, what I do every morning is when I wake up, I have it's actually a poem that I read, because I love poetry. I was a poet before I was a writer. And as a little girl, I used to love writing poems, and so that's always stayed with me. It's something that's personal to me, it works for me, and it makes me feel good when I say it, and I'll say it throughout the day. And I will remind myself of consciousness is the one and only reality, and that my reality is a reflection of consciousness. And I will continually remind myself, and that's the reorienting. We're reorienting to the way that things really are, which is reality is just a reflection of consciousness. It's not real. It's the dream, and Neville talks about we're in a waking dream and not realizing where the dream is. We're the ones dreaming the dream that we're experiencing. We're doing that in our imagination, and often we're not doing it consciously because we're just reacting to reality. So we're allowing reality to inform our imagination, which is why it sometimes feels like we're just on this treadmill and just experiencing day after day, the same after the same, and more, that just like nothing really changes. And I'll link the video of how to get off life's treadmill. Gosh, this confuses me. I'm going to go this way. It's opposite to the camera, so I'm going to go this way. The video will pop up on that side. That's really interesting. This is a good example. So I have a story running that I don't know which side the video pops up on, but this is like a basic example of how the law of assumption works and the stories that we tell. So one of the stories that I'm telling, and I'm going to start literally right now to tell another story that I know exactly which side the video is going to pop up on, because I know exactly what's going on, and I'm going to say it's going to pop up on that side. But that's how simple it is. Like, that's how quickly we can build a story. We're confused about something, or something doesn't make sense and we don't know about something, and then we make a story about it, and then that becomes our reality. And then of course, I don't know which side the video pops up on. Like, it's as simple as that. Anyway, where was I? That's why I love this stuff. It's just, you don't get a break from it. It's constant, and it does require reorienting yourself off, and you will fall out, you'll forget about it, and you'll react to reality, and then you'll have to remind yourself and reorient yourself. And I wanted to give you an example that I kind of came up with I was thinking of how can I explain the way reality really is in a metaphor. So what I came up with, and I don't know if this is going to work, I'll give it a go, but I want you to imagine that you're in an art gallery and you're standing in front of a painting. And so you're standing in the gallery and you're looking at this painting. So you know you are the observer of the painting, and there's painting on the wall, and that you are in an art gallery, and that painting, and you might be having an experience of that painting, whatever experience it is, but you know it's a painting. So it doesn't really have power, in a sense, that you're not like getting angry at the painting. You might be feeling anger or experiencing something as a result of the painting, but you know it's just a painting. And then I want you to imagine stepping into the painting. So you actually step into the painting, and that painting becomes your entire environment. So it's a 360 experience of that painting. It's a virtual experience where you are in the painting and you are observing the painting from within the painting. That is reality. We are just in a painting, and it looks real because it's a 3D experience. It's a 360 experience. We've become identified with the painting. We've forgotten that we're the artist. We're the ones creating the painting. It just means that reality doesn't have power. We're the ones creating it, and it seems very real. It looks very real, but really it's all created in our consciousness. That's where reality happens, and it gets reflected back. Certainly for me, that helps me reorient myself to what this experience really is, and it puts things in its place that, okay, consciousness is first, reality is second. So if something's happening in reality, go to consciousness. Don't go to reality. There's nothing you can do. You can't go out and reach out into the painting and try and change the painting. You have to go within and change it from within, change it from your consciousness. This does take reorienting yourself. It takes reorienting yourself on a daily basis. So figure out how you can reorient yourself to the way things really are, and remind yourself throughout the day you are the creator of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. Whatever you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your painting too. And you will have an amazing life. This is my wish for you. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this useful. Please feel free to share with family and friends. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd love to have you. And remember, you can sign up to my free Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course at my website. Those details are in the comments box below. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.